Hi everyone, welcome to Hrothgar. I was asked for an island tour last year and have only just made time for it. But I know a lot of people are still playing Animal Crossing, so I thought I'd just go for it. It took all year anyway to be truly happy with my island, so there are still areas I'm developing, especially as more items get released. So here's a quick nosy at my map. You can see I haven't gone with a tidy or symmetrical design, but I do like how my island flows. I have a lot of the popular cute characters like Apple and Sprinkle. When I started out a year ago, I had a spooky island theme, but only Coco and Cube are left over from that. You'll also see an extra little face under mine in the list. That's actually Neil, whose identity I stole so I could have an extra house on the island, but more on that later. So I have very much built the heart of the island around resident services. I have an American diner, which was really fun to put together. I loved how some creators had to use outfits to bring the shops to life, so I was inspired by that, and you'll see that a bit through the walkthrough. I have a small farmer's market and also a cute little coffee shop using the new Sanrio items. The pink and white stands out just a bit against the browns and greens, but I couldn't resist showing off these adorable pieces of furniture. You'll see a lot of my island is just trees and grass. I was torn between an entirely built up island and having a lot of green space, but actually the green space makes me really happy, so I kept a lot of it in. The dogs have their own play park though, can't have them fouling in the town. We come through this picnic area out onto the beach. There are items I still want to add to this area, but I love the idea of a beach sushi bar. And of course it wouldn't be complete without arcade games. I built them next to Marina's house as I was feeling a bit evil that day. You'll also see Godzilla there poking out from behind the building. I was inspired by the hotel in Tokyo that has the giant Godzilla model. I haven't decorated much of my beach space. It was nice to have the freedom to run around on it without constantly bumping into furniture. You will still see some areas that are decorated, like this pirate area here. I might expand some of these parts over time, but I'm not too worried at the moment. The Able Sisters is up a level just to set them apart from the other shop spaces, and I built them their own workshop area. You'll notice as we go through that I'm completely incapable of following my own path system, and I regularly ruin my own flower beds. We have our first woodland area here. I am obsessed with this brown custom path, so I've used it pretty much anywhere I could get away with it. I did stick my nose up at the Bunny Day items when they came out last year, but the new additions, as well as the Mario mushroom platforms, I think complement the furniture really well. Another little beach spot I did actually decorate. The lifeguards need a station after all. I have an outdoor gym, which, let's be honest, I never use, but there were too many great exercise items not to have a dedicated area. Here is my Nook's Cranny, which I've given its own grounds. I figured the Nooks would always have a lot of boxes and trash bags lying around, since they rotate their stock so often and I'm always selling them my junk. Onto the botanical gardens, which is also where my house is. My house is the one building I haven't moved in the year since I started playing the game. I love this location and I'll probably never change it. This is my museum. It took a very, very long time getting the pieces of the fossil. I'll come back to this later though, as it is situated next to my spooky graveyard. I wish there was space here for the Halloween carriage, which is just such a crazy item, but I just couldn't fit everything I wanted in. This is also where Neil lives, or rather, where Neil lived 100 years ago. I'll eventually put the bells into fully expanding this house so I can theme the outside too, but I still haven't paid off my own final loan yet, so that's a future project. So back past the museum, we zoom over here to my tiki bar. This is one of my favourite parts of the island. I don't know why, it's just such a fun space. Now, I couldn't resist having an entire outside space dedicated to the wedding event. The items are beautiful and the top floor of my house is also kitted out as a wedding venue, so that probably tells you just how obsessed I am with them. I have quite a large area dedicated to the Japanese items in the game. I love how tranquil they make spaces feel. My campsite is tucked away in the corner here, I think particularly because it doesn't get used very often. I didn't want it taking up too much space. It's a bit of a squeeze to get into, but I really like it. This is my stargazing spot. I wish I actually owned a blanket this big. And I've got a little wishing well here too. Hopping this way, we come to the Turkey Day and Toy Day celebrations. These items always make me really nostalgic for the Christmases I used to have as a child, and I always smile coming through here. Now, I couldn't not dedicate an entire level to the new Mario items. Since this is my first proper experience of an Animal Crossing game, I was over the moon when this collection was announced. I love a good crossover. And there we have it, forever unfinished, I think, like most people's islands. It's been one of my favourite ways of unwinding over the past 12 months, and I still have a handful of friends who play it, so it's been nice to send each other items and talk about the updates together. I might do a tour of my house at some point, so watch this space. So thanks for watching, stay safe, and happy gaming.